My name is Tom Brayman. I'm co-founder of call it Adverse, Tokyo-based team producing Wabi Sabi. Talk about the team first. So highlight the team. She's a wine expert, gin lover. She was a primary recipe designer. We've got along with our French-born chef, he's a Michelin star chef. He works in Tokyo now. He used to work in Spain, and he's also a gin lover. That's more important. So we actually started this project 2020, and we worked with a master distiller in Japan, Nishimura-san, who he's helped us. He produces for us here as well. But my background, very quickly, I used to be a banker. I worked in New York. I worked in London for a number of years. I actually went to London Business School and turned sort of green tech entrepreneur. So I've been doing that for the last 12 years. And last 8, I've been in Tokyo. So my company, it was in the renewable space. I sold it. I've always kind of been interested in pursuing something in this area. So I actually hold a number of qualifications. I've done a couple distilling certifications, and that was kind of a little bit of a hobby during COVID, to be honest. So I spent some time doing my wine. And one of the things we did was we had thought about this a couple of years ago, and it was really about white labeling. And for me to get a distilling license in Japan was challenging, to say the least, because they were very protective of the industry itself. So when we started, it was literally looking for kind of white labeling opportunities, and that was back in the late teens, 2000. So we kind of went out again in 2020 and decided, let's go find a white labeler. There's more distillers in Japan. So we decided, and we found this guy, Nishimura. It's been great. We worked with him in developing a recipe. So we've got, I've been trained in wine. Wakai's been trained. Jerome's a chef, so his palate is just superb. So we kind of angled this, and actually our distiller, our producer, he's a wine guy as well. We kind of came at it for taste profile. So one of the things that we really kind of firmly believe that if we're going to do, call it the 30-second pitch, if we want to produce a Japanese product, the consumer deserves that exceptional experience. Anything's sort of designed in Japan. So we had this passion for taste, and everyone likes gin, and it was something that really have a clean slate to kind of put our stamp on this gin. And one of the issues, I don't want to say issue, but one of the uniquenesses about the Japanese gin, I don't know how much you've tasted, but very subtle. So some are sochu based, so they have that sochu flavor. Some are, and Kenobi's even quite subtle for a gin. We wanted bold, complex, kind of in your face, very international, East meets West, because we got this mix of Japanese and international. I'm American, so international. The irony is we've all lived in London at some point, which is kind of funny. And our focus was really to build this brand up and export. So we do have distribution in Japan, but Japan's not a big gin drinking market. So that is why the UK has always been kind of high on the list for us in terms of a target market. UK, US. I'm American, so I know where to go in the US. One of the things we've done here is I've actually now have all my kind of production licenses here, export, import in Japan and in the US. I don't have it in the UK, but the idea was to sort of take this unique Japanese botanicals, blend them, modern distilling techniques. We use iStill. So iStill is I did my master's training in Holland. So we have the guy who's a sort of master distiller trained both me and my Japanese producer. So we're kind of his students. So there's this whole family tree of people that studied under the same distiller. There's about 1,000 of us globally, and the technique is very similar. So one of the we went out and it literally launched last year, and I decided before we really ramped up production, before we really had our label design. So we had I'd actually put our bottle in for London Spirits last year, I think we did really well on taste, terrible on everything else. So we got a silver.
Because the packaging was not ready or something?
The packaging wasn't ready. Actually, and it's not fully done because of the inside of the bottle. We're working on how to print this properly, but we've got sort of this Japanese design. Where we actually developed the project? It's the Torii Gate. So you see this Torii Gate behind me?
Yeah.
The series of them in the location that we designed this recipe. So it's quite cool. It's working on the printing, and we're working with the UK printer to do that. Nice. So this is much better design than last year. We just needed to get it out. But then we actually won 2 Gin Masters from London Spirits Business. It was the first time they had a double Masters medal given out. So the guy calls me up, who are you guys? I said, we just launched. But the idea is all of us come from this sort of tasting profile.
Give me one punchline on why bartenders should stock this product.
We are, we're one of the best Japanese gins, maybe one of the best tasting gins in the world. It works well with neat, on the rocks, in a gin and soda, and concoctions. So you can make all sorts of different, it just has a lot of breadth of flavor. It's deep.
Nice. And which states or countries are you available right now? And what's your top 3 markets that you want to grow in? Like, where are you looking for next?
UK, US, Holland, Europe, but like Holland and Spain. And then we're doing stuff in Japan.
Where can we find you? Just throw some handles or your contact information, social handles on where people can find information.
WabiSabiGin.com.